Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex here with my Week 16 picks. Now I know I'm late on this video, but if you follow my Twitter, I did have all of my predictions out before the games began, so this is still legitimate. Well, the only one I was late on was my Sunday slate video, or Sunday slates, but I made all my picks while all the games should have still been in the first quarter. So we're gonna go ahead and get this out. It's gonna be out before the late games begin. Let's get started. So in the early games, I was 3-7. My picks picked New Orleans over Minnesota. Now I didn't expect Alvin Kamara to go off for 6 touchdowns. Should have been 7 touchdowns, but Sean Payton loves Taysom Hill too much. So that's a win. Picked Tampa Bay over Detroit, and nobody expected that to happen. At least this bad. Tom Brady only played for half the game, but still threw 4 touchdowns and almost 350 yards. So yeah. Next up, this is the one I was wrong. I picked Arizona over San Francisco. Arizona's just on a collapse. Like, beginning of the year, they looked like they were the team to beat. Now they fall to 8-7. Quite possibly could be eliminated from the playoffs this week. And last but not least, another one I was correct on: Miami over Las Vegas. Yeah, that was a little close for comfort, but it worked. Unfortunately, I had Sanders on my bench, so that's 14 points wasted. So, get into the games that are happening right now. All of my picks, again, were made while the games were still in the first quarter, and the only game I was actually following was the Cincinnati game. But yeah, so to start off, I've got the Colts beating the Steelers today. The Colts just look like the overall better team. Steelers just lost to the 3-10-1 Bengals. So yeah, the Steelers are just on a big collapse. Like, you win 11 games straight, probably the worst 11-0 team we've seen. And you've got no real running game. You're going against one of the stronger defenses in the NFL. Phillip Rivers finally seems comfortable behind that Colts line. So yeah, Colts are going to take this one. Next up, the Falcons Falcons travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. This one's close right now, but I still got the Chiefs winning it all. Chiefs just look more solid anyway, and I believe if they win today, they lock up the number 1 overall seed. So you know Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to be playing extra hard for that. All right. Now moving on to the Bears and the Jags. Bears take this one. It's close right now, but I think the Jaguars are not going to be able to keep up with that Bears defense. Bears defense, while suspect for the day, or while being a little suspect this year, I think they're going to hold strong, and the Jaguars are going to fall to 1-14. All right, now we got the Bengals in Houston. This one was tough for me, but I got to pick Houston. Even though Cincinnati played great on Monday night, and I was so happy to watch that game, I think it's just because they were fired up because of Juju dancing on the logo, and it's a division game at home in primetime. You know you're going to play hard for that. So the last thing you want to do is fire up a team in primetime at home. And Juju did just that, and then the Steelers paid the price for it. However, we're traveling to Houston. Deshaun Watson's looking healthy. But, yeah, I don't really have a good reason for this one. Houston takes it. This is the battle of mediocrity here at this point. All right, now we've got the Giants and the Ravens. Before I would have said this would have been a close game, my pick was already Baltimore because I do feel Baltimore is the more complete team. I was rooting for the Giants because if the Giants win, I believe that would eliminate the Ravens from playoff contention. So, unfortunately, it's not going the way I'd hope it would go. So I did pick Baltimore to win this one. Now, I would have figured New York would have kept it a little bit closer than 20-3 at the half. But you win some, you lose some. Lamar Jackson looks like he's going to have a great day rushing and passing. But yeah, overall, I just think that the Ravens are the more complete team. Giants had the hot streak, but they beat all, with the exception of the Seahawks, the teams they beat pretty much all had losing records. So it wasn't as insane as it looked. I love the Giants, and I think they're going to be great here in a couple years, but this is not the year. Now we've got Cleveland with the Jets. I picked Cleveland to start. I picked Cleveland this week. The Jets looking to shock the world with 2 wins against 2 great teams. They're currently winning 13-3. I think Cleveland just needs to get in the groove. They might have made some adjustments at the half, and that might help them get back in this game. As of right now, I've got Cleveland winning. All right, now we've got Carolina and Washington. We're into the 4 o'clock games. I picked Washington in this one just because the Washington defense is probably going to be able to smother out Teddy Bridgewater, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson. And if Alex Smith starts, I think the offense is going to have a great time. However, if we're looking at Dwayne Haskins playing, I don't think Washington's the right system for him. So I would have to say that Washington is going to keep it a little closer than what you would think if Dwayne Haskins starts. If Alex Smith starts, I think it's going to be at least a 2-score game. But yeah. All right, now we've got Broncos and Chargers. I've got the Chargers winning this one solely because the Chargers are slightly better than the Broncos. At the quarterback situation, Justin Herbert is in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year. However, I think Justin Jefferson's going to end up taking it. Or, I mean, just Rookie of the Year overall. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. Both of these teams kind of suck. So, it's going to be interesting to see Melvin Gordon go against his old team. However, I think the Chargers defense is going to be able to hold strong. I believe Joey Bosa's playing. I know he had some concern earlier in the year about an injury. However, if he plays, I think they're going to be able to stuff the run game. And the Broncos don't really have great receivers to go with Drew Lock. I like Drew Lock, but I don't think he's going to be able to carry a team with wide receiver twos. And now we've got the Eagles and the Cowboys. This one was harder. This one was probably the hardest one for me to pick because both teams kind of suck. Like, really, they're really back and forth. Like, they stay in it against teams that they shouldn't. They lose to teams that they shouldn't. Some days they're putting up 30, 40 points, and some days they're putting up 7. So this one was really hard. I just had to go with the Eagles because Jalen Hurts looks like he's doing great. I mean, he did throw for 400 yards in his second start against the Cardinals. However, the Cardinals' defense really isn't looking all that great. So, I mean, for this one, I'll just have to go with the Eagles. For no other reason than Jalen Hurts is looking good. Because neither team really plays much great defense. And, yeah, it's really just going to come down to if Jalen Hurts can play on the same caliber he did when he played against Arizona. If he can do that, the Eagles are going to run away with this one. Now we've got the Rams and the Seahawks, America's game of the week. This one I've got to go with the Rams. I think the Rams are going to come right into Seattle and take down the 12th man. They're going to be bouncing back from a rough loss against the winless New York Jets. And they're going to be fired up to not lose 2 straight. They're going to want to redeem themselves after that loss. I think Aaron Donald is going to go off, and he's going to get to Russell Wilson often in this game. Early and often. And the Rams offense is going to light up that defense. The defense hasn't looked great all year. It's really just riding on Russell Wilson putting up more points, or Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf putting up more points than the other team. Jalen Ramsey's going to be all over DK Metcalf. That might open up Tyler Lockett for some big plays, but I don't think Lockett's going to be enough to carry the Seahawks to victory here. So, as much as I love the Seahawks, I'm going to have to go with the Rams on this one. All right, last of the Sunday night games, we got the Titans visiting the Packers. Number 1 in the NFC North and number 1 in the AFC South. I'm going to have to go with the AFC South on this one. I think Tennessee is going to take control, and they're not going to let up. The Titans are looking like the more complete team. Packers really only have the one weapon on offense. They've got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. And Aaron Jones is probably going to do well, but the Titans' run defense is pretty solid as of late. The real question is going to be against the Packers' rush defense against Derrick Henry. The Packers' rush defense isn't that great. Derrick Henry, easily the number 1 running back in the NFL at this time. Realistically, the only 2 running backs that could compete with Derrick Henry right now are Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb. However, I think Chubb really benefits from that offense just being full of star power, so they can't just game plan specifically for him. Whereas Titans offense, you know that Derrick Henry is the number 1 target in that game, so you really game plan to stop the run. So I think Tennessee is going to be able to pull away with this one against the suspect Packers defense. The Packers, I worry, are going to be maybe divisional round at best this year. Whereas the Titans are going to move on to 11-4, and honestly, I was going to say lock up the AFC South, but the Colts are playing great right now too. The AFC South is looking like the exciting division this year. So, with the exception of the Jags, and I mean Houston whenever they're healthy, that's going to be a tough division for a while. Tough one to win in. So yeah, this week I'm going to take the Titans. Last but not least, our Monday night game, we got the Bills and the Patriots. Buffalo, with the brand new billboard in Foxborough, showing off the Buffalo fans how they won the fan bracket. Going to come into this game fired up, looking to secure the number 2 really just lock up the number 2 overall seed in the AFC. I believe with the win today, they do lock it up, but I'm not positive. Patriots, first time not going to the playoffs since 2007? Is it? Either 2007 or 2008. You don't really have anything to play for anymore because you're already out. I think Bill Belichick's going to have quite possibly maybe even a 6-10 season, probably looking more at 7-9. But I think the Bills are going to come through and they're just going to steamroll right through the Patriots. And it's not going to be pretty. Hopefully the Bills have some mercy on the Patriots. I think this is going to be either a 17 or a 21-point game. Not going to be close. But anyway, those are my picks for Week 16. So far, my record for the year, I forgot to say, Week 15, I went 11-5, so that brings my total record to 139, 70-1. So, pretty much locked in the winning season, especially being 3-1 so far this week. But yeah, let's see if we can keep it rolling. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.